Have you ever wondered how to say easy words in German? So words like hi, how are you or thank you? Then you've come to the right place. In this video we will cover a ton of basic words and phrases in German. We will take a look at greetings, how to say how are you or where are you from in German, and also how to say thank you and you're welcome. Also you will learn how to say yes and no in German and how to ask someone, do you speak English? So you see we've got a lot to cover, so let's get started. Let's start with greetings and goodbyes. In German, like in most languages, you have multiple possibilities to greet someone or to say goodbye to someone. As you will see, this always depends on the formality of the situation and the time of the day. In an informal situation, for example, if you meet a friend, you can say, for example, hallo, hallo, like hello in English. Or a more informal way would be to simply say hi, hi, just like in English, hallo and hi. Now, in formal situations, it depends on the time of the day. You can say Guten Morgen, good morning, Guten Morgen, or you can say Guten Tag, like good afternoon or good day in Australian English. And then you can say Guten Abend, good evening. So we have Guten Morgen, Guten Tag, and Guten Abend. And like I said, this depends on the time of the day. Guten Morgen in the morning, Guten Tag in the afternoon, and Guten Abend in the evening. Now when it comes to goodbyes, this is a little easier because it only depends on the formality of the situation. In informal situations you can say, for example, Tschüss. Tschüss, it's like bye. Or especially under younger people, it's common to say ciao. Ciao, just like in Italian. In formal situations you can say, for example, bis später. Bis später, however this can also be said in informal situations. The two next ones are a little more formal. They are Wiedersehen and Auf Wiedersehen. As you can probably guess, Wiedersehen is the short form of Auf Wiedersehen, and both kind of mean something like hope to see you again or until next time. So far so good. Now it's time to practice. Imagine you meet a good friend in a cafe. How do you greet him or her in German? How would you greet him or her? In this case, as it's an informal situation, you would say either hallo or hi. Hallo or hi. Let's have another example. Imagine you've had a fun time with your friends, but now it's time to go home again. How would you say goodbye in German in this situation? Again, you would have two possibilities. You could either say tschüss or you could say ciao. Tschüss or ciao. Great, let's have one final example. Imagine you meet someone early in the morning. How do you greet him or her in German? In this case, you would say Guten Morgen. Guten Morgen, good morning. Great, now we know how to greet someone and how to say goodbye in German. Up next, we'll focus on how to say how are you in German. How are you in German depends on the formality of the situation, as always. We have the possibility to say wie geht es Ihnen? Wie geht es Ihnen in a formal situation, for example if you talk to your boss. Or you can say wie geht es dir? Wie geht es dir in an informal situation. Or you can also make it a little shorter and say wie geht's? Wie geht's? It's a little like how are you and how are you? And then if you're fine, you can say mir geht es gut. I'm fine. Mir geht es gut. Or you can say gut und dir? Good and you? Or fine and you? Gut und dir? Or if you feel great and everything's perfect, you can say super. Or mir geht es super. Something like I feel great. But if you feel not so great, you can say, for example, mir geht es schlecht. I feel bad. Mir geht es schlecht. Or you can say nicht so gut. Not so good. Nicht so gut. Or if it's somewhere in between, you can say so la la. So la la. So so. Awesome. Now let's move on with how to say thank you and you're welcome in German. If you want to say thank you or thanks, you can say, for example, danke. Danke. Danke would be like thanks. The corresponding answer would be bitte. Thank you, on the other hand, would be something like Dankeschön. Dankeschön. The same also goes for the corresponding answer. You're welcome. In German you can say either bitte or bitteschön. Bitte would be a little more informal and bitteschön would be a little danke and bitte. Thank you, you're welcome. But be careful, because bitte can not only mean you're welcome, it can also mean please. So, can I have that, please? For example, would be bitte, or kann ich das haben, bitte. That's also why some Germans have difficulties to distinguish between you're welcome and please in English, because we don't have that difference. We have the same word for both of them. Now, apart from that, there are also other options how to say thank you and you're welcome. For example, Danke sehr or Bitte sehr, which is basically the same like Bitteschön or Dankeschön. And Vielen Dank, which is like many thanks, or gerne, with pleasure. Vielen Dank, gerne. Those two are probably the most formal ones. So let's practice again. Imagine your best friend gives you a bunch of flowers. What do you say to say thank you or thanks in German? You would say Danke. Danke. Now let's stick with the same example. Imagine in return you give him or her a little present. Your friend answers with Dankeschön. What do you say in response? In that case, you could answer, for example, Bitte or Bitteschön. But of course, gerne or Bitte sehr would also be correct. Alright, with that in mind, let's move to our next question. Where are you from? Where are you from in German means Wo kommst du her? Wo kommst du her? Or you can say Woher kommst du? Woher kommst du? And then you can answer Ich komme aus, I'm from, and then you add the name of your country. For example, Ich komme aus Deutschland. Ich komme aus Deutschland. I'm from Germany. Or Ich komme aus Frankreich. I'm from France. Ich komme aus Frankreich. Or Ich komme aus den Vereinigten Staaten. Ich komme aus den USA. I'm from the United States or I'm from the US. And the same of course also goes for other countries like China. There you would say Ich komme aus China. Ich komme aus China. I'm from China. Let's practice that with the example of Mark. Mark is 22 years old and he says, Hi, ich heiße Mark und ich komme aus Berlin, der Hauptstadt von Deutschland. As you know, hi means hi. Ich heiße Mark means my name is Mark. So you can see ich heiße means my name is. Then he says, und ich komme aus Berlin. And I'm from Berlin. As you can see, the ich komme aus or I'm from can not only be used for countries but also for cities. In this case, ich komme aus Berlin. Then he adds, der Hauptstadt von Deutschland, the capital of Germany. So, die Hauptstadt, or in this case, der Hauptstadt, means the capital. Great, that brings us to the final part of this video. In this section, you will learn how to ask someone which languages or which language they speak. For example, you can say, do you speak Sprechen Sie or sprichst du As you probably can guess already, sprechen Sie is the formal way of asking and sprichst du is the informal way of asking, always depending on the situation. For example, sprechen Sie Deutsch or sprichst du Deutsch? Do you speak German? Or sprechen Sie Englisch? Do you speak English? Sprichst du Französisch? Do you speak French? Or sprechen Sie Spanisch? Do you speak Spanish? As you can see, the languages in German are written in lowercase letters, unlike English, but the formation is kind of similar. You take the root of the country term and then you add the ish, with the little difference that in German sh is SCH and not SH like in English. So we have Deutsch, Französisch, English and Spanish. So for example, when you're on holiday and you want to ask a random person, you would say, Entschuldigung, excuse me, sprechen Sie So you would say Entschuldigung, which means excuse me, sprechen Sie, do you speak And then you add the language, so for example Deutsch, English, Spanish, Russisch or whatever. And then the other person could answer, for example, ja, yes, or nein, no. So ja means yes and nein means no. So there you have it. Now you know how to greet someone in German, how to say goodbye, how to say thank you and you're welcome, and how to ask someone where they're from, what their name is, how they are, and many other questions. Of course, you've also learned how to answer these questions yourself, but that's just a brief introduction of what's possible. If you want to learn more about basic words and phrases in German, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel and also follow us on Instagram, Facebook or Pinterest. You can find the links in the description below. There you also find a link to one of my language courses on the course platform Udemy, where parts of this video are from. Alright guys, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed it and I'll see you in the next video.